Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back, and okay, so for the record, it is Tuesday the 7th of June. I'm not sure where all of you are out in the world and the states and all that stuff, but it is a terrible breathing day for a lot of us. Not just me, which is normal, but for all of us, thanks to Canada. Because of this wildfire out of control that is coming south. And I'll tell you what, honestly, it looks like and smells like Iraq outside. Iraq, for those who have never been deployed there, constantly smelled like it was on fire, among other things, but constantly smelled like it was on fire. So this is also a very unpleasant day for many reasons. But this is the first box of the month. It is Gear Pack, which also comes from Canada. I take back the mean things I said about you, Canada. I think it comes from Canada. I'm not sure where it's actually shipped from, because, see, this is the label. So, I can't... Well, alright, so, the company's in Canada. I think the box is shipped from... This box is shipped from Henderson, Nevada. I think it's like a drop shipping place or a shipping... whatever. This comes from Jason, because we love Jason. Jason's awesome. So I'm going to do my very best to get through this box. You guys know I can't breathe normally these days. This is not helping. So we've got box 82 Tactical 3.0. Cool. But I'm going to try to, so that I don't have a backlog at the end of the month of things, you know, like stretching into the next month to finish off. I'm going to try to do everything the minute it gets here. So, look, they give you a little hole so you can feel it. So this is the first box for June. We're doing it as soon as it gets here. Here it is. It got here. Weird. Is that it? Nope, there's one more thing. And, oh, it's a sticker. And it's... Oh, remember, this stuff makes great fire starter. Not that I want to go outside and smell any more fire than we're already dealing with today. This seems like the Rothko box, huh? Well, maybe not all of it, but... let's see. That's funny. Yes, made in Taiwan. Anyway, now here's a curious thing. Did the Canadian subscribers get the Canadian flag? I don't know. Where'd I put the card? Here's the card. Remember when Battle Box's card looked just like this? This is what came in Battle Box way back when. So let's see what we have now. This is the ultimate. So let's get to going through everything. And I'm sorry as you hear me constantly clear my throat and try to breathe through this, but again, I want to do everything the day it arrives. So, I have many bottles of water here to drink from, and you'll hear them all around me as I go. So, box 82, Tactical 3.0. We're going to start with the basic box, which costs you $19.99. I don't know if that includes shipping or not, to be honest with you, but they say it's a total value of $48,690. I'm reading upside down. 98, which is MSRP, I'm quite sure. The first item they say is the Gear Pack decal. I call this a sticker. To me, decals are something else. They go on models, and you have to put them in water. But oh yeah, I apologize also, guys, for I have fans to circulate air going. Sorry, I'll try to cut that down a little bit in editing. But this is bonus, so this is free. So thank you for being good enough to not charge us for this. But I think this is the same sticker they gave us last time. But on the other hand, what if this is your first Gear Pack box? So there. Next, we've got a U.S. military flag patch, value at $4. So. Okay, this is the Taiwanese U.S. flag. But Taiwan is the good China, not the bad China. They're the friendly China, our friends China. And it is OD green. And this is a flag that would go on your right shoulder because remember, or it could go on your chest or whatever. But remember, when the flag moves, it only travels forward. It never travels in reverse, or it never retreats. So if you've ever been wondering why the flag is what we call reversed on the right shoulder, because this is how we look at it, it's because when we wear on uniforms where we wear the flag on the right shoulder, it's so that as we move, the flag is always advancing. Get it? So the Union is always advancing, as if the flag is flying from a pole. Flying from a pole, that's what it would look like. So you always wear your American flag as if it is in the wind, or as someone is carrying it, advancing. That's why on the right shoulder we wear, I don't have one here to show you, but you know, the reverse. It makes sense. It has a thing. So this would be on, this could go on your chest, on a hat, on, you know, gear, or on your left shoulder, but never, ever on your right shoulder. So not a bad quality flag patch, and it's an OD green, which I love. $4. You can probably find that online on Amazon for like half the price. Next, we've got a Molly shotgun ammo pouch for $26.99. Ooh, better than mil-spec, it's Rothko. Rothko's been around for like the earth cooled, the dinosaurs came, the dinosaurs died, and then Rothko. That's basically how long Rothko's been around. Snaps and Velcro. All right. So you could just use the Velcro. Again, OD green. I love OD green. I don't know what it is about OD green that I love so much as gear. You know what it is? I know what it is. It's because when I joined the military many, many moons ago, when dirt was dirty and rocks were heavy, all of our gear, our TA-50, LB2, you know, when we just wore, we didn't have fancy vests and plate carriers. You walked, maybe you had a flak vest, but it didn't stop anything. Didn't stop flak. Like my friend Pete Bannon was like, "What are we in, a fucking B-17?" But no, you had your suspenders, your load-bearing suspenders. That anyway, that's what you had. That's the gear we had. That old shit when I came in. And it was all OD green. Maybe that's why I have such an affinity towards OD green gear. Hi, PETA. Thanks, PETA. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, shotgun shells, sure. But you could put other stuff in this. You could put other gear in this. You could turn this into a medical kit of sorts. You know, with the stuff that would fit in these elastic bands. And you know what I like about it is that even when it's on you, it will fold down completely. It wouldn't be too hard for you to rig up a system with some 550 cord. Now you'd have to be a little creative, punch some holes, but you could have it. Bye, PETA. Thanks for stopping by. Bye, PETA. So that it opens up to a 90-degree shelf. You know, like that. But you could also take this thing off and put it on the ground. So it comes as a shotgun holder, shotgun shell pouch. But think outside the box, and this thing could have some other... You going in the closet? PETA's in the closet. I was just standing here, and PETA went into the closet. It has some other, other potential uses that you could do with this. You could roll up some gauze rolls, gauze pads, put some instruments in here. I'm just saying this could make not a great medical kit, but like an IFAK kit, an individual first aid kit. And it would be kind of secure. You can wear it, and then, when you need it, rip it open and have access to your supplies. You could even rig this up in a way, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this could ride on your thigh, so it's out of the, and just kind of be out of the way of all your other gear. So I kind of like this. What do they say this is? $26.99. I could find use for this. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never been in combat with a shotgun. They do still use them in combat. It's still a viable weapon. But I would find other uses for this. and it's well made, I gotta say. Everything, it's double paneled. It's not just one piece of nylon. So it's double paneled and double stitched and very well put together. I like the quality of it. So I think this has use, because you can think, you know, just think outside the box. And what are you going to do with it? PALS webbing for use with your MOLLE gear or any other PALS webbing system you think of. Or, you know, just use these, because since they have the snaps, to snap it onto any other gear with any kind of webbing whatsoever. So that's nice. Okay, this is a paintbrush. Next, we have MOLLE webbing Carabiner Buckle ×2. And that just has their name on it. So who made this? We don't know. We got a black one and a green one. I don't know. We've seen things like this before from some other companies. So now they say MOLLE webbing. Why? Because it's the 1-inch thick MOLLE webbing that you could use in a MOLLE thing. But this could go for anything. You could attach this to anything with this Velcro. I don't know, you know, I'd love for them to just put in here, what is the weight bearing limit on this? Not that you would use this for any kind of climbing, but it would be nice to know what is what are you doing, dude? Like, yes, you're here. Could you scoot it? Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by, PETA. Nice to see you. Like, what is the actual, like, what is this going to, just so you know, is this like a Kevlar helmet weight? Is this, see, because like I'm not pulling very much, but you can hear the Velcro. Obviously it's for like little accessories or just carrying a couple little tools. So we know that. If you think this is going to carry a lot of weight, you're the idiot. But I'm just curious, like, they could print that on there. And you know what? Deployed, I might use this. And I have used things like this to clip my helmet onto my gear, my Kevlar, because when you take it off, you don't want to have to bend. Listen, when you're carrying 60 pounds of gear, you don't want to have to bend all the way down to the ground to pick that helmet up and put it back on. You might not want to have to carry it. You might want your hands free for other stuff. But there are times where if you've been downrange, you can vouch for this. If you get a chance to take that son of a bitch off for a while and let your head or ear out, and if you don't have one of the, we used to call them pussy pads, the padding on the top, like there's a string suspension. Well, the old ones had like a string suspension. It really starts to wear on your head. It's nice to just take the thing off for a while, and you clip it on something like this on your gear, and it just hangs there. You can also, if you're not in a position where you're in danger of flying fragments coming from your head, you can put stuff in there. You can put your rippets in your, if you don't know what a rippet is, energy drink downrange, but you put your rippets in your Kevlar and walk around with them, like coming out of the chow hall and stuff. And you can, anyway, so these have some actual downrange tactical uses. What do they say? They cost $17.99. I'm sure you can find them for less, but I've seen some old ones with a snap that are probably a little more secure than this, but the thing is, it's useful gear. It's not crap. So far, I mean, yes, this is total fluff, but not bad fluff. At least, you can throw this on your gear and it's nice. If you're not an American, probably just crap to you. But so far what we're seeing here, these are useful items that are not that bad. So, okay. So that's the basic box. $19.99 in, MSRP of $48.98 out. Let's go into the basic plus, which is going to cost you $39.99, and it's really just one item, and it's an American Buffalo knife and tool, which I haven't been very impressed with in my life so far. So it's the Stinger liner lock, which they say has a value of $29.95. Okay. They say this brings the total value up to $78.93. I'm looking for a made-in. I think. Oh, this is not worth $20. I would never. I'm sorry. Like, unless the steel is super high quality steel. If you're one of the people that likes an ultra small folder EDC type, okay. I'm not. That's not me. It's got spoil on it. I'm gonna have to look this up and see if they even look. Look, it's coming off on the thing. I don't know what that is. It's just we've got G10 scales with what feels like some bearings. I would not, unless this came with like the top steel known to man. I wouldn't pay $20 for this. I mean, that's what $29.95. That's so $20 talking about the difference from the $19.99 to the $39.99 from basic to basic plus. But they say the knife is a $30 knife actually, and that's just no. How about no, Scott? It does have a nice finish on the blade, but it is such a tiny piece of knife. Clip's pretty tight. I don't know what I would do. I mean, who is spending 30? It doesn't even have the leverage really. You gotta really, I mean, really get just the tip of that flipper. To me, this is not a $30 knife. Do we just have to do tiny little slices? Because the leverage on the knife is so off, it will cut, but you have to do tiny. You can't like you can't heavy-hand it at all. So, I would not pay. There's no way I would ever pay more than. I would pay more for the hot wire than for this thing. The Kershaw hot wire. I'm just kind of disappointed in this as a knife. I don't know, they got a great deal on them, whatever. So going back to, because it has been stated that it's missed. So let me back up a minute. Sorry, I'm just this day is off. This is a triggering PTSD day for me. This Iraq day outside. I'm dealing with it. So meh. I like it. And I like it. Two very functional items that I can like, and one that's just like, okay, it's kind of filler, but at least it's not like if they had charged a price for the sticker, you know? Yeah, okay. This knife has got to go, and don't like it though. For the price they're asking for it, for the size, for $30, they could have given us so much more knife. If that's really, I get it, that's an MSRP price, but at that MSRP price, they could have given us a really nice Kershaw. Bigger, functions better. I don't know, I gotta look up what the specs are in this and what they say it's made of and stuff, but this is gonna go and don't like it. So, I've never really been a big fan of a lot of ABKT stuff. So there we go. Getting back to the piles, was requested. So that's the only thing in the Basic Plus. In the Advanced, which will cost you $79.99, so adding, $30 from the Basic Plus, and they say the value is now $126.91 MSRP of the whole thing. The Rothco Molly padded rifle sling. I would probably rename this and call it the padded Molly rifle sling. I just think that comes off the tongue better, because it sounds like it's padded in Molly, which it is. Okay, so either way, but that's so tight. So if you can see here, so it's a rifle sling, and it is designed for your standard, just sling rings, which we haven't seen in a while. We haven't, everybody's into their cool tactical slings. This goes into your standard mounted sling rings, which I haven't seen anybody, that's old school, and I respect it. I kind of like it. PETA, I see your intent. I see your hostile intent leading to a hostile act, which means under the ID matrix, I can designate you hostile and take shots. Okay. It's got the laser cut molly in there, but it's very tight, which could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. Oh, yeah, I said another one. Boy, I have a habit of saying things. But what that means is whatever gear you put in there is not going to be dangly and droopy. You just might have a trouble getting it in there. What do you want hanging off your rifle sling? I don't know. I can think of a couple things. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. What would you want in your, on a rifle sling? But it does have nice padding. It's wide. It's soft, which is, so some of you may know this and some of you may not. The original issue M16 sling, yes, I did say M16, not M4. M16A2 back in the day of basic. This is what the sling was. It was this, which was not comfortable at all. So at least this is a step up. Now, $22.99 I think is reasonable. And you know what? I would give this a try. If not even to use the molly, just have a simple, reliable sling. Now, if somebody might ask, what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference between this and a tactical sling? A tactical sling is designed to have you carry and then move that weapon into a firing position easier and quicker. So a tactical sling is you're never at sling arms. With this one, this is always over your shoulder, and without you having to twist it around and have it be kind of twisted up and to have it in a carry position. This sling is designed only for it to be over your shoulder, basically, either at reverse sling arms, which is the way you would carry it to a chow hall or a secured area, or just at sling arms, which is you're on a road march, you're on a patrol somewhere, and you're not expecting to take fire. A tactical sling lets you have that rifle carried at the ready. So just a different mindset. I'm going to put this between like it and meh, because I personally like it. It reminds me of the old days, but it doesn't have the same functionality. I use that word a lot. It doesn't have the same functionality as a tactical sling. I hate single point slings. I hate them because it's just a big dangly dong hanging off your gear. I like 3-point slings. That's kind of when I think it wasn't my second deployment is when we had them. The first deployment was get the fuck up and get there, and we used all the stuff that we just had. And it wasn't until the second one where we started looking at what we would call cool tactical gear that we have today. And it's come a long way. It's come a long, long way. We still weren't doing plate carriers for a while. That was not everybody having their own body armor was not a thing. The day the war on terror kicked off. But sorry, not going to go into that. So it's kind of in between, meh, and don't like it. And the don't like it, the in between there is not for any quality problem with the sling. It's just it doesn't offer you all the options that a modern day tactical sling would. All right, now we have the Rothco military tech bag for $24.99. Military tech bag. And something tells me this. So, and this kind of bugs me too. All right, so if you're gonna give me gear, I've said this before, give it to me all in the same color so it all. And yeah, that's style points. I get it, but you're gonna look like some third world, Republic of we grabbed our stuff off the ground to stand. Putting all this together, at least make it look like a professional set. It's a minor thing, but it's a thing. So this is the Molly tech bag. It looks like it is just a shoulder bag. So we've got one external. Smells like gear. Oh, it smells like new issued nylon gear. I love it. We've got one pouch on the outside. Oh, what's that? Okay. So it looks like it never closes all the way. Hold on. What am I doing? I have to do this. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that took a minute. That's interesting. So it's always going to be open over there. Is there something on the back that explains that a little bit? 600D polyester material, padded interior, front flap with hook. Nope. That's just well, okay. If you were going to carry a radio in it, you can have your antenna and headset come up through there. You have a single zippered compartment in here. It's not very big, and it's not really padded. It's just a couple sheets of nylon in there. There's padding all around, though. About the same thickness that's on this sling. Sorry, forgot the word. But it's padded, and it goes all the way around. Not weatherproof or anything, just padded. And then you've got your one main compartment. Goes all the way in. I feel like this is, you know, not so much a tactical bag as like, this is the kind of thing that you see an officer's wife carrying around the BXPX shopping as a purse, and she has like his name, well, I guess it's her name too, and like, you know, his rank and a U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force, you know, whatever branch tag on it. Oh, I've seen them all in their little wives club, you know, decide to get an old uniform and have a sewing party and make purses out of old uniforms with tags on. Yeah, they do that. What is this for? This is totally non-adjustable. Is this just to look cool? You can adjust this, and like this again. So why doesn't this have padding on it? If this was really designed to be out in the field and, you know, carried with gear in it, why wouldn't this have padding on it? Not at all. This is the kind of thing that, to me, I would probably load this up if I was going to the shop, which I haven't been to in a real long time because of doctors. I'm not supposed to just be relaxing and stuff. But I mean, or if I was going for a little trip in the car, I would put some items I wanted to keep up in the front seat with me, put it in this and throw this in the front. This doesn't have a lot of tactical use to me, except for the one thing I might have said, which was, you know, radios or something that you need to keep on hand. But there are better purpose-built pouches that go on, well, say a plate carrier or something like that. Even if they don't need to be on a plate carrier, though, you can attach straps to them. I wouldn't want this big bag swinging around. But forgetting that, just considering a little, I mean, it's padded. If you had a tablet or just some little items to carry around, I could see that messenger bag type sort of thing. The thing is, you know, I make fun of Rothco. They make quality gear, though. Rothco stuff is good quality. I mean, it's been around forever for a reason, and it's still distributed. They still supply. They have NSN National Stock Number, so it's in the military distribution system for certain things. They supply fire, rescue, police agencies, you know, for a reason. Their stuff is good quality. It's just sometimes like this. The Molly tactical tech bag, I don't see it as a tactical anything, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have a use. So, I don't know where I'd put it in the like it, don't like it, man. As a tactical bag, I don't like it. As an EDC kind of bag, I could like it. I could like it more as an EDC bag than other stuff for the way it's constructed and what it's got going. So, where did the flat go? So I'll put it kind of, again, in the middle of like it and meh, you know, for what it's intended. I don't have a problem with the construction or that. It's not a very tactical piece by name. But functional. You can use it for stuff. So that's something we got to consider. And then finally, the ultimate total cost. So everything, remember, it's everything in here. $119.99 with an MSRP value. Price is based on MSRP in US dollars. $171.99. We've got the Gerber Downwind, that's such a funny, an ironic and funny name for today. The Gerber Downwind keeper with sheath. And they want you to be able to feel the texture. This is a micarta, assuming. And this is a, what is this? What kind of material is this sheath? I don't know. That's G10, huh? I was wrong, that's G10. It says right there. Tall grind. 7CR steel. Well, that is, Gerber and, who else am I thinking of? Gerber and CRKT, they love to use 7CR. I've always said that is the lowest quality alphabet steel I would ever accept in a knife for any kind of outdoors, for any kind of EDC. And I would accept it begrudgingly too. I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't like it. 7CR, the 7 in it is 0.7% carbon, and then 17% chromium, and so it's not as hard as some other steels, which means it's easier for you to put the edge back. It's made to be easier to maintain. It doesn't hold its edge nearly as well as some other steels. It's not line by line like comparable to 440A, but it's roughly comparable to a 440A. It's a great steel to practice sharpening on. Now this one gives you a tapered, what am I thinking? Down to a tapered edge. It feels like a flat grind. I mean, they say tall grind, something we might often call a flat saber grind, but it feels like a full flat grind. I'm saying that's what it feels like. The bevels on this are very even, which is nice, and it's very lightweight. It's very lightweight, and because of the big choil there, it really lets you get a good grip. So there are some positive things about this knife. You've got jimping really down by the tip only. I mean, I'd like some over here, which would be nice. Sorry, I was off camera there. Gripping down by the tip. I'd like some kind of back by where the thumb rests. But the handle is sculpted very well. You do have this jimping in the G10. And the handle is, like I said, well sculpted. Is this plastic? This is plastic overmold with G10 on it. So it is a very, for an outdoors kind of knife, it's very thin, which would render it a good kind of blade for some fine work and some skinning and stuff. Yes, it's not the ideal blade grind for skinning, but I said foreskin. It's finished nicely. I mean, right out of the package. That's very good. This is a waxed canvas. That's why a waxed canvas sheath, which I don't think I've seen before. Honestly, I've seen in a knife like this size. I've seen lots of waxed canvas things. What is in there? Come out of there. Is that just plastic to stay in there? And it's a nice sheath, but be afraid I'd cut right through it at a certain point. Sheath made in China. Where's the knife made? Bet the knife's made in China too. It's incredibly lightweight though. Very lightweight. The one thing I wouldn't like about the sheath is just the big dangliness there. You could do that, but it's not going to stay like that for very long, and it really doesn't buy you much. But I gotta say, blade steel aside, I really do like this size and shape. This would give you some very good, for EDC use, for fine control, I think this is a nice shape. I just wish it wasn't a better blade steel. And for the price there, they say $45, they could have given you an 8CR, 9CR at least, which would give you a better edge retention by a little bit over the 7CR for sure. But this is an interesting, I haven't seen it before. The weight and balance is actually really nice. Like I said, it's lightweight overall, but the design I like. I do. I'm just not thrilled with the steel choice. I don't think it's full tang based on the weight and feel. And I don't see it advertised there. You know, they'd want to yell about that right away. They'd want to let you know, full tang. Deep choil, no. No. But this is something that I would consider messing with outdoors and using outdoors. I think it's got a nice shape to it and a really nice feel, very comfortable feel. Not thrilled about the price considering the steel, but considering the milling that goes into the G10 and the design itself, I like it. And the sheath, you know, long term, it's not mine, but I think that I could get used to something like this. And it definitely is nice. It's different than just another leather sheath or another plastic sheath. So that's kind of cool. I wonder how this does in the long run, though. You have to re-wax it, probably. Otherwise, you're looking at a very moisture holding sheath. But not a bad, I mean, honestly, not a bad knife. Gerber with me is very hot and cold, hit or miss. I say that all the time. So I guess now we're at the point where we say, is this a $119, almost $120, we'll say, box? I feel like we're not looking at a lot in front of us, but there's one straight up don't like it that I don't think is worth the money, and that's this little guy right here. I feel like this has use in multiple different ways and over time. You know, it is what it is. You're gonna put it on something and it's gonna stay there. I think that this bag can be used again, never in a tactical way, but in different ways. And then you know, if you have a rifle, great. If you don't have a rifle, this thing's useless to you. But if you have a rifle, it could be used. If you already have a sling that you really like, it's not. The knife I do see as being useful. I think that you could get some use out of this, and it could be a good addition. So overall, if we're looking at the like it versus don't like it pile, I mean, like it, man, don't like it. It's a good ratio. It's a good ratio. The question is, how do we feel about the overall price of the box? We know that's MSRP. If we just look at the cost versus the MSRP, that's great. But overall, how do we all feel about this? Is much better, I think, than the last box. I think it's much better than the last box we got out of them. And I do definitely think that we can make use of the items here. If we're going for usefulness, I'm gonna shift around, because even this little knife could be a little bit more useful, even though it's so small. You could do so, trade it. You can trade with it. You could just keep it around in a glove compartment or a tackle box or something. This has very limited use, and this has limited use again. But these are still good, useful items that you could, you know, do what you want with. So I want to hear what you guys think of the box, and tell me, and tell Jason, and tell the world, and tell GearPack. I definitely, excuse me, definitely want to hear your thoughts on it, because that's my favorite part. And yeah. So thanks, guys, for unboxing with me. The first June box in June. There might be some other end of May videos that we see in June, but this is the first June box delivered in June. So awesome. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me for a while. Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.